Let's discuss today on vendor master data. Okay, vendor master data controlled by vendor account group. So this is ECC at ECC level. So vendor master data controlled by vendor account group. This vendor account group control functions like number ranges, field selection. Okay. Type of vendors can be internal, where you get the supplies from your internal company codes or internal plants. Okay, so when you get the material, source of material from where you're getting it, there might be chances you also get it from your own company codes, intercompany codes, and from your own plants within your company code. Okay, which means your vendor, your supplier can be internal and external. You know that most of our vendors externally supplies, they are not related to our company or company codes, so but they are a different company and they supply, and those supplies called as external vendors. Okay, and one more is regular vendor. So this vendor mainly, client level to entire corporate group he will supply. Okay, this you can, you know configure, or this you can set in purchase info record. Okay, purchase info record. And there is one more type, fixed vendor, and which means you are fixing one vendor for one material, right? This you have control at source list. And you have one more vendor type like one time vendor, where you have business transaction with this vendor only once. Okay, and now when it comes to S4 HANA, so we have concept called BP, business partner. So within the business partner, you can have vendor, customer, and employee. If it is in ECC, I'll show you in the system in ECC. Go to mainly for vendor creation, XK01 is the transaction code. In this transaction code, you will see vendor and its number assignment, company code data, purchasing, organization data, and account group. As we discussed, this account group defines the number range and the fields inside this vendor, right? So maintain the fields inside those vendor account group, which is mandatory, which is optional, like that. And for example, if I give one company code and purchase organization, so these are the fields, right? These are the fields will be controlled using vendor account group. So here, if you want to in ECC restrict purchase organization team from company code data view, so SAP has given in ECC, that is /n EFK01, where you have only visibility to the company code data. Okay, if you hit enter, you will only see this. This is general data address tab. If I hit enter, I just have to maintain some name. So I go to, and then payment transactions, and then contact persons, and then directly accounting information, right? Here you will maintain your reconciliation account, whatever it is mandatory. So but if you want to maintain, if you want to have a view only for purchase organization team, then there is another T code, that is EMK01 /n MK01. Here if you see, only purchase organization data is available, there is no company code data. So if I go inside again, if I maintain this mandatory fields, you will see, go to control and then contact person, and then directly goes to purchasing data, not company code data, right? So but in XK01, so if you understand vendor, right, vendor, you are trying to get the supplies from this vendor. So there is a company code, which is a finance team who's involved for making payments, receiving payments, or related information like the GST number, their bank details, and all the details of company code data of finance related information. When it comes to purchase organization, so this purchase organization will negotiate terms and conditions with this vendor. So you agree with delivery dates, you agree with payment terms, you agree with anything related to purchasing. So for any supplier, so SAP has defined company code and purchase organization is important. If it is a customer, for example, if it is a customer, the vendor is the one who you are going to buy, right? So to maintain his information in the system, we need company code and purchase organization data. If it is customer, who is customer? You are going to sell, right? You have a product and you are going to sell to this customer. You're doing the sales with him, right? So for that, you should have company code data and your sales organization data. And for HR team, it is employees, right? Your company code and your HR department data will be there. So now if we come to our ECC S4HANA, in this S4HANA, SAP has given, there is one more concept, BP. So this is common for this area is common for vendor, customer, and even for employees. Okay. So at BP, first we need to create BP and we will assign vendor to BP. You know, right? For vendor, we need to have purchase information plus company code information, right? For customer, it is company code plus sales organization. Now we are talking about only vendors, right? Because material master, so vendor master data we are discussing. Now for us, first step is create BP group and create vendor account group. Okay, so first let's go and create BP group. You go to SPRO path. So BP comes in cross application components. Okay, within the cross application components, you go to SAP business partner, basic settings. Okay, number ranges and grouping. Here you will define your number range for your BP. Okay, first step here is number range. Second, assign your number range to your BP group. Let's go and do it. So go to number ranges, change interval. So pick one number. So for example, I pick, let's say I pick ZL. Okay, it's already used. Okay, ZL I pick and assign this to your. Okay, let's pick ZM. More numbers are there. Okay, and you go to your, instead of defining, because it is a test system, so instead of defining, I'm taking one number range which is available. So go to define, where you assign your number range to your grouping, right? So here let's create one grouping ZB. Okay, BP. Okay, ZA BP business partner. Okay, and test ZB ZA BP. Just give one description. So same like this, and you assign your Z. You can see if you want, like I'm going to assign this ZM. Okay, save. So I have created my BP and I assigned number range to it. Now let's go and test it in the system. /n BP. So for for vendor creation, so person and group are not mandatory. So mostly these two are used by HR team. So click on your organization to create any business partner. We just created one grouping, business grouping, right? So this grouping only is going to control your number, business partner number. Okay, this one, enter. So you see this is one mandatory field. Save it and just fill all the mandatory fields for training purpose. So I'm not filling all the data, so save it. And you have got your number. Okay. Here if you see, I am in business partner general tab. Okay, this is 6 times 0, which means in BP we will have general data is common, general data role. Okay, so this is 6 times 0, and we will have one more, purchasing organization. What is this? FLVN01, company code FLV 00 FLVN 00. So this is for, these are the roles. Okay, if you see display BP role, if you select, by default it gets select for general data 6x0, but if you want to create BP for vendor, you should also have these two views, right? These two roles you assign from here. Since you are in the display mode, if you click on to change mode, and now you will see all the views available, all the roles available. Now select FLVN 00. This is for financial accounting company code, and if you see the company code tab is open. Okay, observe when I gave this BP role for company code data, and this field came again as mandatory, which means general data view has one control field control function, and every role here have their own control functions of these fields, right? So now fill this, whatever it is, mandatory, and go to company code. Here you will maintain the company code. Okay, and go to reconciliation account, enter, right? You can save it. Now you cannot create a vendor with grouping ZA-BP. So this error indicates that, so if you want to maintain general data, you can maintain, but if you are trying to maintain FLVN 00 company code data and trying to save, so it will throw error message saying that, okay, there is one. Okay, let's see this. And I am doing for purchasing view, and there is one more language field within the purchasing this role. This field made mandatory. Okay, enter. Now go to purchasing view and maintain your purchase organization and your currency. Save it. You see this again, we got this error message. You cannot create a vendor with grouping. How does system know that I belong to SAP MM, material management? Because I belong to material management, I'm going to create a vendor. But I know this information. How system knows about this information? Because I am maintaining roles which are relevant to supplier, right? So system is thinking you are trying to maintain these views, which means you are trying to create a vendor, BP vendor, right? So for that you should have vendor account group. Okay, this is the meaning of this error message. Okay, now it is still allowing us to save. If you use see if you use this business partner, and if you go to ME21N where you create your purchase order, this is a supplier number you want, not a business partner number. If you give here BP number, so for example if I give all the organization data, so no master record exists for this supplier because this is not supplier number, this is BP number, right? Now we need to have a supplier number, but where do you see that supplier number in BP/N? BP, go to company code. Yeah, if you see here you will see your supplier number. Okay, so that is not ready, and this is the number you use it to create your purchase order, which is not ready. So for that, as we discussed already, we have to create vendor account group. Go to your path, SPRO. So vendor account group you will maintain under financial accounting. So go to your accounts receivables and accounts payable, supplier account, master data. Preparation for creating supplier master data is a supplier master data, vendor master data. Okay, here you will define your account group, vendor account group, and here you will define your number range for your account group, and here you will assign your number range to your account group. Okay, click here. So create one vendor account group. Let's say ZDA vendor account group. Not there, so create ZDA vendor account. Okay, so for test ZDA vendor account group. Okay, and here you can control all the fields within the under account group. You go to general data and you can make vendor account group fields. Okay, communication, whether it is required, optional, display or suppress. You don't want to see this field. Okay, like that. So that vendor account group controls the fields, right? Save it, and you need to define your number range for your vendor account group, and there are so many numbers are available here. Now understand, if I open /o BP screen, in new screen I'm opening with /o, okay, and I'm trying to create one. Just vendor, general data of this vendor, save. Okay, this number is ready. You see there is a number already, okay, which is already given by your business partner grouping, right? But you are going to, one second, let me see. So let me see FLVN. Company code data. Here if you see, you are going to have one more number for supplier. Here one number and here one number. And this supplier number comes from this vendor account group. So 99% of the organizations, they want to have same number for business partner because it has its own number range, and the same number range they want to have for supplier also, so that the BP number and supplier number will be same, so there will be no confusion in the data, right? So for this, when we are creating a number range for vendor account group, we should make sure that the same number range which we assign to BP should also be assigned to your vendor account group. Let's create one number range for both vendor account group and for BP group. Okay, so first let's create one common number range for BP group. Okay, number ranges and business grouping, define number ranges. Okay, we should know first what is available. Let's say ZL16 is available, so go here, free intervals, this one, right? Now let's give ZK, select this line, insert. ZK already is available, so ZP, ZP already exists, so give ZQ, right? So here to save the numbers for others, so just give 10, right? This is for business partner, it has to be internal, hit enter, save. The same number you are going to use it for account group also. Okay, go to your vendor account group, create your number range interval, here. Okay, we selected as ZQ, here also give ZQ, enter, find out that you created just now ZQ, and here going to be, this is the starting number and this is going to be the end number up to 10. Okay, this time it should be external. For vendor account number ranges it should be external, for BP number ranges should be internal. Okay, then only the concept will work. So now you give the direction to the, go to master, go to your class function, go to your master data synchronization and customer vendor integration, business partner settings for vendor, assign keys, define number assignment direction BP to vendor, position ZA. So now it's assigned correctly. So now let's go and execute BP. Oh, I didn't assign the number range to my account group, right? So I just created but I did not assign, so go to supplier, master data, so assign. My number is in ZA, under account ZQ, right? And here also with BP, I'll just check whether it is assigned correctly. Business partner, basic settings, number ranges and grouping, define, ZA, it is still ZL, so ZQ. Okay, save. So now my both business partner number range and vendor account group number range now having same number range, so it should work now. If I go to /n BP, brand new BP, so hit enter, company, this is mandatory, save. Okay, go to change mode, extend this to company code data, this is mandatory, go to company code, give your company code, this is UN00, and save. So your supply number also generated and it is same. You create a reconciliation account, pick one, so save it and extend this to purchase view. Go to purchase, give your purchase ordination, give your currency, save it, and you use this business partner in ME21N. Now come here, hit enter. So now system is allowing you to create the purchase order, right? Now, okay, now let's go and create one purchase order with a material ME21N. So your supply data is ready, right? And enter your order details, currency, and see here the error message is role VN not defined in master record. Okay, there is a role, partner role, not defined in the master record of supplier. Okay, which means there is this is another error message where we have to do the now third step is we have to do partner determination concept for vendor account group. Okay, this we have to do. So for this, if we set up this, that partner roles will come into system. Okay, now what are the partner roles, right? Let's say, so this is the vendor, right? We are giving him the order and he has head office at Mumbai. This is ordering address. So we will, whenever we raise a PO, so ordering address will be this address. But whenever he supplies, he has a plant in Chennai, right? So this address he will use, that is goods supplier. Sometimes this address can be a different vendor also, because third party who is going to supply this, but he is going to be our vendor who supplies this material. But he has a plant, let's say this example, he has a plant in Chennai, so we will get the goods from Chennai but not all the way from Delhi if Delhi is their ordering address. Okay, and there is one more office in Bangalore, so where they receive the invoice, because their finance team sitting in Bangalore, that is invoicing party. So vendor expects us, whenever we raise a purchase order, so he should get the details and with ordering party, ordering address, and from here this address from Chennai is going to get the goods, and I have to work with this address invoicing party which is in Bangalore to get the payment. Okay, so these are partner roles. Okay, these are partner roles. One partner we have, but he also has some roles defined. Okay, so to accommodate this we have to work with partner determination concept. Okay, let's go and /n SPRO. So this time we go to material master, purchasing, partner determination, and here you will define the roles. Okay, define partner roles like we said, right? So ordering address and GS, so for GS for good supplier, right? And PIR IP PI invoicing party. So they're already there, so I'm not creating one more. You can create simply, that's not an issue, but since they're already there, so I use them in my. So I'll define. So these are the partner roles are available in the system. For example, I created 4 here, and I'm going to allow them. I'm giving the permission to my account group. Okay, click here. Okay, new entries. My partner role is OA, and my account group is ZA, VA, and GS, good supplier, and my account group is ZA, VA. It's okay. PI, ZA, VA. It's okay. And one more will be VN, vendor. Okay, save. So you permitted, these are the partner functions for this account group. Then you have to go to partner settings for supplier master record. Here you define your partner schema, okay, in supplier master record. So let's define one ZA partner determination. Save it. Click here, add the partner functions OA, VA, vendor, sorry, VN, PI, and GS. So I make vendor as mandatory because vendor should be mandatory because we are dealing with the vendor, right? For the materials we are going to order against a purchase order. Okay, once done, come back. You assign your partner schema to your vendor account group. So your vendor account group is, and you created ZDA partner determination. So this is at purchase organization level, and this is at sub range level, and this is at plant level. So you assign this partner determination roles for these 3 levels. Okay, save, come back. And we also better to assign to your purchasing documents. Okay, define partner schema in purchasing documents. Let's say this is for standard PO, and see these are the ones are available. VN is there, GS is there, PI is there, ordering party. The 4 are mandatory, let it be there. And you come here, you assign this partner schema to your document type. Okay, what is the partner schema? You are okay with it? That is 0002, right? So go back, go here, find your document type, that is, let's say for example NB, standard purchasing document. Okay, enter. So this is NB and it is category is F. Keep F also, enter. So now your partner schema is going to be standard PO, enter, save, right? So now if you do BP / BP organization, create all mandatory fields, save, and change mode, extend this to company code, all mandatory, save, go to your company code, the reconciliation account, save, the purchasing view, purchasing, save, enter your purchase organization and your currency, save. Go to your partner functions, so you know you got your partner roles. Now using this partner supplier, let's create ME21N purchase order. And this is your material. So let's find out material selection ME2N. That is my purchase organization. I want this option. Let's say document type. And here is my material. Right? Material. Let's say 25 quantities. And hit enter. Enter plant. So my plant is assigned to, okay, notice my plant here is click on material, you can find your plant. So net price, let's say 250. Enter storage location. You find your storage location. Okay, let's see now error messages. So we don't have anything which is related to supplier. All partner schema and VA, everything is cleared, right? So this is how you create your BP account and you create your vendor account group and you successfully get them into your purchase order document. Okay. Now let's understand the BP fields control functions. Let's say for example BP. Okay. So if you are inside the organization, so this is your grouping, right? This grouping, the business partner grouping, controls the number range of this business partner, right? Also, it controls the fields, right? This controls the number range, and these roles controls the fields. Okay. So, for example, for vendor master, we need to have this 6 times 0. This is common for vendors, customers, and even for employees master data, right? This is 6 times 0. If it is for vendor, we will have FLVN. So this view, right, for vendor company code data, right? So this one, you see, this became now as mandatory field. And if I go to FLVN01, and there are further details, these two are mandatory. Now go back to FLVN01, FLVN0. So only I see one field is mandatory, right? Which means the number range is of this business partner controlled by grouping. The field selection controlled by the roles, BP roles. Okay. So where these roles are and how we can control them, let's see now. So to control this, we need to go to /n SPRO reference ng. We go to cross application components, SAP business partner. Here business partner basic setting. So business under basic settings, you find this field grouping. So within the field grouping, you go to this configure field attributes for BP role, and if you go inside, so you find your FLVN00. So this is your BP role for financial accounting company code, and here you will see the address field, right, and bank details, and you'll see central data, and you'll see company code data, general data. Okay, and within vendor you will see, so these are all fields you can control here. So you can control making them as hide or required entry or optional entry or display. Okay, so let's say for example under address we have seen this as address use is hide, and we don't see anything as mandatory in the FLVN00 screen. So let's make here address country as mandatory required field. Okay, save it. Now if you check here what you made it as mandatory country, right? Now let's remove this. Now you see as mandatory, right? So go here, address. Now I don't want this to be mandatory, optional. Just save and just enter. Now it's removed, right? The same way you can do FLVN01. Here this name is mandatory, and you want postal code also to be mandatory. Okay, let's go to FLVN01. So postal code under address tab, postal code is required entry. Save it and you just hit the button. Now the postal code also should be mandatory. So let's /n, I mean better to just restart the transaction so it will work properly. FLVN, you see the postal code also got mandatory. So like that. So this will control the number range. This BP row will control the fields of the these department tabs. Okay.